Hi, welcome to Gotta Ping, a careers podcast you should listen to if you want to grow your career online and offline. Hi, my name is Mei Ping, and I'm a professional career coach and international speaker with more than a decade of experience at some of the biggest companies in the world. To learn more about what I do, visit meiping.com. That's meiping.com. All right, let's jump right into today's episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Grow Your Career Online Offline podcast. This is Mei Ping. Today, I want to talk about a very passionate topic on my end, and it's really about why you are stuck in your career. So, are you stuck in your career? Do you feel lost? Do you feel like how come other people are progressing but you are not progressing? Then this is the episode that you should definitely listen to. So now, one of the biggest complaints I hear from working professionals is how come other people are doing better than me? How come other people are doing better than me? This is a fair question, and I wouldn't say that it's due to jealousy or anything, but it's it's just natural for us to look at what other people are up to and really compare, at least objectively, compare against what we are up to and really ask ourselves, like, what are these people who are doing well? What is it that they know that you don't know? That is probably a more objective question rather than just complaining about, okay, why these people have it better than me. It's not fair, yada, yada, yada. So let's take a slightly more objective view on, okay, what are these successful people know that you don't know, right? And based on like conversations with so many people, right, having worked with like more than 300 clients, and personally for me, like in my, I guess, quote unquote high flying corporate career, I have worked with multiple people, high performers, mid performers, low performers, and all those people. I find that there is one big differentiating factor between all these people that really determines the people who progress and keep moving onward, upward in their careers versus those people who are sitting there wondering what has happened to them. And the biggest difference, I guess the root cause is this, is really down to mindset and ambition. And I know that this may sound a little bit woo-woo. You might be thinking, maybe what are you talking about? Like these things, isn't it like common knowledge? Yeah, I know mindset is important. Fine, I have ambition, but things are just not working out. That honestly, very fair comments. And if you feel this way, I get you also. But why I actually pinpoint it to mindset and ambition, they are due to multiple things. Right. So let's talk about mindset first and then let's talk about ambition. So the first thing about the mindset portion, you either have a beginner's mindset of wanting to embrace new challenges and wanting to learn new things and wanting to move forward, or you can have a very stuck mindset of, oh, this is supposed to be a perfect job, but how come it's not turning out this way? It's not fair. These people con me into it, blah, 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 blah. So just looking at your mindset in the first place will give you a much better indicator of, are any of these things self-imposed? And when I say self-imposed, I don't mean it in a very rude way. Obviously, there will be certain career situations that it just happens to you, unfortunately, due to drama and all those things. But I'd say that in most instances, like 95% of the time, it could be that mindset block or limiting belief that you are not good enough. Other people are just naturally better than you. You didn't even know how you get selected for this job, and you feel that you got lucky, quote unquote lucky, and hence you have there's nothing you can do to affect your future success. Because if you're consistently saying that you got lucky, that means that you didn't know what you do, the right things or the wrong things, what you actually did to help you get to where you are right now. So if you don't know what help you to get to this point, right, to this career level right now, how are you going to replicate that, right? There's no way you can replicate that because you have no idea how you got here in the first place. So that really is the mindset bit. And the simplest exercise for you is asking yourself whether are you starting with a beginner's mindset and always looking forward to gain new exposure, learn new things, right? Be exposed to new people, learning their perspectives, learning how to work better with them, learning their priorities and their thought process? Or are you one of those people who think that you know everything and things just happen to you, life is unfair, work is unfair, everything is unfair, yada yada yada? So that's really like the first thing to think about. And I find that for a lot of clients who come to me initially in a consultation session, this is really the biggest problem. So once they see through that, they say, some of these things, like maybe there are some things that I have done that is creating this sort of like response I'm getting from my boss, my colleagues, or my clients, then they are able to, okay, fine, let me stop having this sort of mindset. Let me stop doing these certain things because it's clearly not getting me the, I guess, the recognition or the visibility that I'm looking for. So now let's actually go to the second part. And the second part is about ambition. And I find that a lot of people, unfortunately, this is one of the biggest mistakes. A lot of people, they don't plan their career, or rather they don't really think their career in the long term. So what that means is that they only have very short-term goals in their career. They don't have long-term goals. And if you're one of those people, and if you only have short-term goals, that means that you can be in a current job, or maybe it's your first job or your next job, or it's like the multiple jobs that you have been in but didn't quite work out. So if you have this sort of like mentality of like, okay, fine, I'm just here to do a quick job, I don't really care, it's just short term, I'm going to look for a job in the next 6 months, then you will never have those sort of like long-term successful mentality to really learn what it takes to succeed in the corporate world. Because guess what? And I'm not going to sugarcoat this, because learning how the corporate world works and applying the skills and learning the skills and implementing all those things, these are not easy things. And honestly, if you're a person who cares about only short term, you want short term wins, you want all the rah rah and stuff, you are definitely not going to get motivated to fix your foundation, because that stuff is not sexy at all, right? But that is where real growth happens. Because if you choose not to climb the mountain, then you will always be at the base of the mountain. You will always be at the base. No matter what you say, no matter what rah-rah you can give yourself, you will always be at the base, because you are unwilling, or you are afraid, you fear facing that challenge. You fear climbing that mountain, and you are not even giving yourself the chance because you're just afraid that you're going to fail and somebody is going to judge you. But you forgot to realize that the only person who is judging yourself is you yourself that's judging you. And eventually, when you don't grow in your career, you don't move forward, you get stuck. Like, the only person who will experience that impact is you, not the other people you think are looking at you, all the other busybodies out there. Who cares about them, right? It's really about you. So if you're afraid, you don't want to move forward, you want to climb that mountain, even though there's like probably something really exciting and like really fun at the end of it, then you are ultimately responsible for the choices that you make in your career. And like I said, there could be certain things that you are doing right now that is causing you to get stuck, including having a very blocked mindset of fear, of judgment, and even fear of success to a certain extent. And the second thing is not having career goals or ambitions that could really stretch yourself to motivate yourself to get to the next level, no matter what that next level looks like for you. Because I always tell my clients and a lot of my connections and basically all my listeners that career growth looks different from one person to the other, right? So for you, it could be a job promotion, it could be maybe taking on new projects, maybe working with new people, or it could mean new career opportunities, maybe in a new position, maybe in a new role, maybe in a new industry, maybe in a new department, in a new company. Or it could just be something as simple as deciding that, hey, I think, growth in my career should also equal growth in life. And that means that maybe I want to have more work-life balance, I want to spend more time with my family, and all those are fine. But because at the end of the day, you have a goal, you have thought about it, you've thought about what your career growth plan looks like, and then this is where you can actually take the next step to move ahead, regardless of whichever direction that you have chosen based on the list that I've just shared with you. But the people who stay stuck are the people who don't even want to think of any of those things. Or the worst thing is that they just feel like their boss is responsible to plan their careers, and they get severely disappointed when there are broken promises, empty promises. Some things don't quite work out because obviously in the corporate world, a lot of things changes. So if you're basically relying on one person to plan your career for you and that person is your boss, then you want to be really careful about this because it could be extremely dangerous to put all your eggs in one basket. So like I said, these are basically the two main reasons why I find people are really stuck in their corporate career, and that feeling is not a good feeling. So eventually you'll find yourself getting in a bit of a downward spiral and also wondering like what has happened. And you wake up one day feeling like, oh, how did this happen? Like, how did I get here? And how have I been staying here for the past few years? It's not a good feeling at all. And it will eventually hurt your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and all those other things that are extremely important for you to be successful. So now, today's episode is just a very high level sharing on why people are stuck. And I share this in a little bit more detail in the free training that I very recently launched on how you can grow your corporate career, where I share a little bit more on how you can get clear and basically why you're stuck because you're having the wrong corporate mindset. So if that's something that you think you want to deep dive a little bit more, make sure that you check out the free training that I have. And the other part of the training, I also talk about why you should not put all your eggs in one basket and rely on that one person to plan your career for you, because you're making this crucial killer mistake of outsourcing, quote unquote outsourcing your career success to somebody else, and that is never a good idea. So I hope that you find this episode insightful. And if you have learned something from this episode, definitely drop me a message on LinkedIn at Meiping, or you can also drop me a message on Instagram at Meipingco and tell me what is the biggest lesson that you learned from this episode. And are you making any of these two mistakes that I've just mentioned? Are you having a mindset block, right? Number one, mindset block. Or are you having like a small ambition or even no ambition, no career goal whatsoever? So definitely share that with me. And I wish you all the best. So, if, like I said earlier, if you want to learn a little bit more, you can always check out the free training where I share in a little bit more detail why most corporate professionals are stuck at their job and they don't even know it, unfortunately. So, with that, I wish you all some good self reflection time and some good self assessment time. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode. For more awesome content like this, remember to like and subscribe. Also, head on over to my website, meiping.com, that's meiping.com, and subscribe to my weekly newsletter for more career growth and personal development tips. You can find the links in the description box below. Once again, you're listening to Gotta Ping, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!